Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Today, I have a tiny book haul that I need to go over before we do next month's reading because one of the books is on next month's reading. So, it's not big at all. It's probably one of the smallest hauls I've done, honestly. So, without further ado, first book we have is Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is a Rick Riordan Presents. So it's following Navajo heritage. And lately, 7th grader Nizani Begay has been able to detect monsters disguised as people. Like Mr. Charles, her dad's new boss at the oil and gas company. Mr. Charles is alarmingly interested in Nizoni and her brother Mac, their Navajo heritage, and the legend of the hero twins. Really, Barnaby? Nizoni knows he's a threat, but her father won't believe her. My dog's trying to get in my lap, and there's not room for him. So I'm just going to wrestle with him, try and push him out. One moment. When Dad disappears, the siblings and Nizoni's best friend Davery are thrust into a rescue mission that can only be accomplished with the help of dying holy people, all disguised as quirky characters. If Nizoni, Mac, and Davery can reach the House of the Sun, they will be outfitted with what they need to defeat the ancient monsters Mr. Charles had unleashed. But it will take more than weapons for Nizoni to become the hero she was destined to be. Sorry, I had to pause because I needed to open Play-Doh for Quincy. So, this is the first book. I'm really excited about it, honestly, because we didn't learn much about Native American lore and whatnot in school. So there's book 1. The next 2 books are part of a series. We have Spy X Family Volume 1 and Spy X Family Volume 2. The concept of this book is that a master spy goes undercover, where he gets married and has a child that he adopts. What he doesn't know is his wife he's chosen is an assassin, and the child he's adopted is a telepath. So, I've got volumes 1 and 2. And I've honestly wanted to read this for a really long time, but never bit the bullet to buy it. And I did. So, we'll see how this one goes. I'm really excited. It sounds like it's going to be really funny. Alright. I guess it'd technically be the 4th book, but like technically the 3rd book at the same time, because that's a series. I don't know. We have All the Tides in Fate by Adeline Grace. If you've been around here, you know that I read the first book in this duology last year, and I've been anxiously waiting for the paperback of the 2nd book to come out so that it would match my other paperback. Through Blood and Sacrifice, Amora Montara. I can't really tell you what this is all about without spoiling the first book. So Amora is the princess, and she possesses this like coveted soul magic, and stuff goes down in the first book, and so she has to prove herself to be able to be queen and take over for her father. And this is where it goes from there. So, I just love this cover. I love the pinks and the oranges. I don't know. I just really like something about it. Next book is honestly probably going to be a shocker. And it is Eleanor by David Michaels. This is an biography about Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt was America's longest serving First Lady. Her husband's indispensable surrogate during his governorship and presidency, a humanitarian activist and the people's proxy to the White House. Later, she would be the architect of international human rights, and after FDR's death, a diplomat. She remains one of the most influential and widely admired American women. So March is Women's History Month, so we're going to read this book about Eleanor. I've always liked this era of history to read about, like that World War II era. But after learning some things that Eleanor Roosevelt has done or said, it kind of intrigues me more about her and her life. So, and it's a chunky book. It's a very chunky book, but it's floppy. So, there's that. So now you have a sneak peek into next month's TBR. And lastly, this is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I don't think I've done a video about my anticipated book releases. Oh well. And that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. I bought this solely because of the cover. And once I move it up close, you will see... Oh, it helps if I get it all in the frame. It's just beautiful. It is a gorgeous cover. It's got amazing colors. So, an enthralling debut fantasy inspired by the legend of Chang, the moon goddess, in which a young woman's quest to free her mother sets her on a dangerous path and pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm. So I bought this at work, and I actually started reading it while I was there. I'm really excited for this. It's got huge hype on Bookstagram, because I follow a bunch of these authors that were hyping it up. So I cannot wait to read this. This will probably be in like May, when it's Asian and Pacific Islander month. So, because Sue Lynn Tan was born in Malaysia and lives in Hong Kong. So, it's fitting for Asian Pacific Islander month. And surprisingly, that's it. That's all the books I have bought. I know. I'm proud of myself. Well, technically I have another book. The Clutter Connection by Cassandra Arson. So she has a YouTube channel called Clutterbug. I'm a big clutter person. I have a lot of stuff. And I didn't know how to organize it to make a way that fit me. Because I'm one of those that if I put it away in a closet or something, I forget I have it, and then I go buy it again. Which is why I have like 7 hot glue guns. Because I forget I have them. So, Cass has this belief that everybody fits 4 different types of clutterbug categories. I'm of what they call a butterfly. I like to be able to see my things and like macro organized, like so big categories. I highly recommend her if you're like stuck in this rut of wanting to get your house organized in a way that works for you. So there's that book. I lied. So obviously these aren't the only books I bought, because I also bought this book, which is Cass. It's her workbook on how to get organized. And I definitely need something like this. I need a guide for my ADHD brain. Definitely now, since I'm pregnant, because pregnancy brain, if you've ever been pregnant, you know, if you haven't been pregnant, your short-term memory is just gone. So having this visual is going to help me a lot. So I guess, all right, so those are all the books I bought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books. Not too bad considering, right? I've done worse. So that's all I've got. Next time I see you, it's probably going to be my January wrap up, which I can tell you January's going all right. Like, it's not January. February. We're in February. February wrap up, which February's going like all right. Not perfect, but not terrible. And then we'll have March's TBR. And March's TBR is going to be different. And it's going to be big. So, remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valid.